It's almost as if a hole opened in reality and I was peering into it. And it wasn't a hallucination induced by psychosis. It could be, but I don't feel that it is because it didn't terrify me, it didn't break me down, it didn't feel wrong. So in my experience, I've had some very weird hallucinations in the past. So let me start by introducing myself. So, you don't know jack shit about me because I'm assuming a lot of you people just discovered this video, random chance, maybe recommended to you. So let me introduce myself. Yo, what is up? My name is Eusebius, also pronounced Eusebius. You can pronounce it however the hell you want to pronounce it. I genuinely don't give a shit. But I experienced something known as psychosis, which is a break from reality, and that is a result of a psychotic mental disorder. My experience with these breaks in reality range from many different things, from hallucinations all the way to delusions. Hallucinations being sensory input that's not based in reality. For example, seeing things that aren't really there, or hearing things that aren't really there, or feeling things that aren't really there, which I've experienced all three. Or delusions where you believe something that is not based in reality. So that's me. And a while ago I talked about DMT angels, and I think a lot of people really liked that video. It got about 400 views, which I'm sitting here and I was like, fuck yeah, 400 views. Reached out to a lot of people, and I heard very interesting stories about what people's opinions on my opinion was. And I just figured I'd make another video about it. So, when I was exercising the other day, this is a completely different situation as opposed to the first psychedelic angels, whatever thing you want to call it. This is a completely different experience. I experienced psychosis, but I've also, from the research that I did, you can experience a psychedelic state of mind while you're doing a certain exercise. Because I know some people have it when they're doing yoga, or at least I've heard from Joe Rogan that can happen. Specialized type of yoga where you're locked in this 110, I think, degree room, and it can trigger a psychedelic experience. I'm honestly not an expert on that shit, so don't quote me on any of that. If I'm being completely honest, if I were to take a psychedelic, I would probably kill myself because it puts me through serotonin syndrome. And serotonin syndrome is where your brain is completely depleted of serotonin because you're on antidepressants and you took something that's serotonergic, like a psychedelic. So, enough rambling. Let me show you what I want to be talking about today. And I think I'll put it in the corner right around there, because I left a bunch of free space so that I could throw in the video so you can see. That is what I experienced not too long ago. I mentioned exercise and yoga and stuff like that because this happened while I was at the gym. And I'm an avid gym goer. I love lifting weights. I love bodybuilding. And I've even thought about signed up for and been dropped from powerlifting competitions. So that's a little bit of a exciting little tidbit I want to put in there. But while I was exercising the other day, I was in a very calm and focused state. And I was completely fine. Leading up to that experience, I had a full meal. I felt good. I felt energized, and I felt like I was in the right state of mind. And I felt good. You know, that's something that really makes a difference when you've been feeling like shit for a while. And so I felt good. So I went to the gym with a good attitude. I drank my pre-workout, I did some warm-up exercises, and then I leaped straight into deadlifting. And then after deadlifting, once I felt my glutes and hamstrings, once I felt they were taxed enough, I went over to the hamstring curl machine, which we have at our gym. And I should stop saying that. But at the gym, there's a leg extension machine, and you can also turn it into a leg curl machine. But regardless, while I was doing leg curls, I had an open-eyed hallucination of that. Now, I don't know if that was induced because... Sorry, there's a cross-eyed. I don't know if that was induced because of my psychotic nature, or if it was induced because I was in the right mindset and it was the right time and my brain just happened to have a psychedelic experience. I genuinely don't know, but it's something that I like to think about a lot. While I was doing those leg curls, I remember I started seeing something fuzzy at the edge of my vision, so I stopped, I sat up, I looked around, and I saw that. And the only other time I saw anything like that was when I was in church during a Catholic Mass, and during the consecration, the heavens opened up and I heard a voice calling down for me, at me, whatever. That was the only other experience where I've seen something similar to this. And I'm not exactly saying it's the same. I'm not saying it's an angel. I'm not saying it's God. I'm not saying it's heaven. All I'm saying is I experienced something that definitely wasn't normal. And people seem to enjoy me talking about that kind of stuff. So I saw that not as a result of any psychedelics, obviously, serotonin syndrome, but I saw that. It was a hole in reality. It was a break in reality where I was experiencing something that is completely out of my limits of understanding. And it's the kind of thing where you look at it and you need to stop and you need to think for once. Because when you're exercising, you get into the zone. You get into the zone and you're like, yeah, fuck these weights. Let's curl this shit. Let's do it. And you're all pumped up and you're listening to some good music and you're repping out some good reps, trying to get PR, and all of a sudden you start seeing something that doesn't really make sense and you have to stop and you have to slow down and you have to think, wait, what the hell is going on? I felt normal. I felt good. I felt like I was at home. I felt like I was, after a very long day, a very taxing day where you had to do a lot of work and you lie down or you sit on the couch after a very stressful day and you just relax and you're like, oh, this feels nice. That's what it was like. It was a strange peace. Now, I know that it does look a bit horrific. I know that when people see that video, they're gonna think, wow, what the fuck is going on? I'd probably freak out if I were in that situation. But I don't know. I've experienced such weird things that I sort of process things a little bit more different. I mean, when I hear voices coming from my closet and I hear something moving around in my closet, my immediate reaction is to smile and thrust the door open saying, come at me, bitch. Not a good idea most of the time, but sometimes it's really nothing. But that's what I saw. That's the best way of describing it. It's almost as if a hole opened in reality and I was peering into it. And it wasn't a hallucination induced by psychosis. It could be, but I don't feel that it is because it didn't terrify me. It didn't break me down. It didn't feel wrong, if that makes any sense. Psychosis is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Psychosis is anxiety provoking and it is depression invoking and stress invoking, but this thing that I saw, it didn't produce the same fear. And this was a while ago, actually. It's a bit hard to wrap your mind around that kind of thing, Even just thinking about it, it's this nostalgic feeling. I felt peaceful. Although I don't know if that's warranted, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I felt at home. I felt peaceful. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any insight, if you want to talk to me, go right ahead. Comments are over there. Instagram, Twitter's below. I would love to talk to someone about this experience because it was weird. It was very, very, it was one of the few times, not first times, but one of the few times when I experienced something that I couldn't explain, but felt like I could, like I did, like I understood what it was, but I didn't at the same time. Doesn't make sense. I may sound like a hippie to you. I may sound like just some idiot kid rambling on and on and on about experiences that don't really matter. But yeah, thank you for watching. Ahui ho, malama pono.